Okay, welcome everybody to the Crownsman Show. So good to have you.
Oh, hi, everybody.
Rory is back from rehab. Rory.
I don't know how much it did for him, but
It's working. It's working. You know, they say you get the one-day chip, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
you know what? That would be
chip.
a terrible name for a trailer park, rehab trailer park. You know, where were you last
We
week?
have an even worse trailer park in Florida, though. You heard of that one?
No.
You don't want to know about it.
Trailer park.
They put a certain group of individuals in this trailer park.
Oh my God! Oh, I know what you're.
Yeah, you've heard of it. It's bad.
Your oblique
Real bad.
Reference.
Oh yeah, it's bad.
Oh boy.
It's real bad. Moving on.
Well, way to start things with an uplifting tone.
Hey, I'm
Caterland.
learning about myself in rehab.
No, it's really good to have you back. You are the
Thank you.
third or fourth friend I've got back into drinking. So it's really, I've been there for people many times.
I'm excited. I'm glad you were there for me, like waiting to
Get you
bring
back.
me a case.
Yeah, no, I let you go with this whole thing for a week,
Yep.
and then now you're back. So welcome back, Rory. Rory, you never left. Rory, have you ever quit drinking? Have you ever just went, no, I don't like?
Um,
No, I can tell.
That's a great
No.
question.
Yeah.
No.
no.
It's a great question and a great answer.
And this is not a
As
joke.
that saying go, you know, it's like a day without beer. Not that I'd know.
Right, yeah. Well, I and this is not a joke, I make sure I don't drink too much so I never have to stop drinking. I don't know how good that of a method that is, but I think it works. Gowdy, what method do you
agree.
use?
wait, what was your method?
We depend on our sponsors.
Yeah, this is at its core a heavy industry show, but we do have a little beer to keep things, loosen things up a little bit, get Roy a little mean by the end of the show. You'll see if you stick with us. Brought to you by Cranky Old Men Drinking Beer. Roy, what are we drinking today?
We're back on the West Coast
Yeah.
with a Vancouver Islander lager.
Great place to rehab. Great place to find some good beers.
Yeah, what that would be the wrong
They
place
have a
to-
great Irish pub there. It's in the BMO, the old BMO Bank. So like the
nice.
Fort Victoria is older than Canada because it used to be owned by the beloved Hudson's Bay Company. Now, rights owned by Canadian Tire, another beloved Canadian company. But it's a really cool Irish pub. They got 2 levels. It's also where you want to go when you're in rehab.
A 2-level Irish pub is a great. I went to the Dead Rabbit in New York, and you go up to the 2nd level, and it's a great vibe.
Let's talk about our Heavy Industry World Tour brought to you by Sabinow Equipment. Find, market, and sell surplus and used equipment. We are heading to events across North America and Australia and filming episodes on location. Email us at info@crownsman.com to be part of Crownsman's Heavy Industry World Tour. AEM, the Association of Equipment Manufacturers, has been connecting the construction and agriculture equipment industry for over 130 years. Now you're invited to ConExpo ConAg 2026 in Las Vegas, March 3rd to 7th. Experience the latest equipment, live demos, and network with industry leaders building the future. Use code TCS26 to get 20% off your tickets and discover what's shaping the industry next. Visit ConExpoConAg.com. When heavy equipment tears up access roads, progress stalls and expenses climb. Spartan Composites tackles this challenge with System 7 XT, a very durable mat engineered to withstand the harshest conditions and keep your project moving. For lighter duty applications, ScoutMat offers fast, dependable support you can trust. Proudly made in the USA, Spartan delivers ground protection solutions built to perform. Visit SpartanComposites.com to learn more.
Let's go. Okay, we got lots to cover today. Roy, I actually was looking at your topics before the show started, so I am interested in getting to yours. I actually looked at it, by the way. Rory, you've got your sections. I don't see them in here yet, but we've got Rory's winner or loser. We've got Roy Slack's Cranky Old Men Drinking Beer Secrets to Success, and we're going to kick things off with my top 5. And because Rory attempted to build his life better in the last week, I thought, what better thing to focus on than something that Rory loves. So I'm dedicating this section to you, Rory. It's the biggest cranes in the world. Yeah, I like it.
And you know that's really how our show got started, because we did the Crane Olympics, and all of a sudden it was crane.
I know, and I need to. Who have we had on? What major crane manufacturers?
Oh, we had Lamson Cranes on. We had
Tadano.
Oh, I just saw Tadano Cranes. Thank you. We had another crane. Like, we've had Crane Sellers on. We had KG Industries on. That actually led into having that company out in Surrey that does the dump trucks on.
Yes,
that's crazy.
Who are they? We'll have to bring them up. Oh, I'm just K. They're everywhere.
KG Industries, and then there is the other. Oh no, they have those high.
They're everywhere. K-Line.
K-Line, which then led into Cal Tire.
Yeah.
It was crazy. That crane
Rory,
into was crazy.
Jerrod sent a note last week, I think, that he committed that the next show would be what, Jerrod? Inspiring and uplifting.
I did? Oh, well, that's...
Yeah.
Wow.
Uplifting show, so he features a crane.
Oh, there we go. I see. No, it's slow. How did I not see that?
So original.
Okay, let's start off with Big Carl. Big Carl is by Sarens, CGC 250. Do you say it's Sarens or Sarens? Or am I not saying either one right?
They haven't been on the show yet, but they will be soon now.
But
Sarens.
It is, I believe it's the biggest land lifting crane. 5,000-ton lifting capacity. To put things into
huge.
To put things into perspective, it could lift 2,000 F-150s.
Only 2,000 of them. That is incredible. That is so incredible. Oh, it's so beautiful.
No, I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay, I'll say it. I wanted to make sure my math was right, so I emailed Roy and did one email saying, was this right? Re-looked at my work, realized it was clearly wrong, and then the second email I got it right, Roy.
I think it was the third email you got it right, which is another comment on your math. But yes, yeah, you did get it right eventually.
Yeah, I did. Anyway, 2,000. This is actually a pretty... I don't even really understand how this thing does it.
Looks pretty small.
Yeah, in the picture.
It does. It's kind of like a toy on the desk.
I don't like producing. I can't do what I normally
I know.
This is not working.
It doesn't work. I know.
Sorry, guys.
We need our producers back. Everybody's on vacation. But this is kind of a neat because it's got these hydraulic wheels that come down. That'll help move it to a different location. So it's actually movable, technically. Not with like a load on it or anything, but it can move. And then there's a separate track that does does the swivel. Incredible design. Absolutely incredible.
Every year, construction companies lose millions to theft, vandalism, and project delays. Heavy equipment, tools, and materials are prime targets. And with most sites lacking Wi-Fi or electricity, traditional surveillance just doesn't work, leaving projects vulnerable, costs rising, and deadlines at risk. Vosker changes that. Their solar-powered 4G LTE cameras are built for remote job sites. Rugged, autonomous, and ready to protect high-value assets from day one. Through the Vosker app, managers get real-time AI alerts and more than just security. Project monitoring, track construction progress, deliveries, and on-site activity. Safety and compliance, ensure safety protocols and processes are consistently followed. The benefits are clear. Low cost, trailers or guards can run thousands per month. And rapid deployment. No networking required. Just mount, connect, and monitor. Construction is demanding. Security shouldn't be another risk. Vosker keeps site protected anytime, anywhere. Visit vosker.com to learn more. When you need support and results with your project safety, call Kaizen Safety Group, Inc. Breathing air, gas detection, technical rescue, and safety advisor services, all driven by their proprietary industry-leading safety culture and leadership programs, are the positive safety difference you've been looking for. Kaizen Safety Group, Inc., committed to the continuous improvement of your workers' safety and well-being. Visit kaizensafety.ca to learn more. Attention builders, we've got everything you need to know about the grit and grind of the construction world in one show. The Construction Show is where you can share your expert techniques and strategies to help keep the crew strong and construction sites secure. From foundational tips, industry trends, safety strategies to advanced equipment and machinery. Be part of the voice of construction. Book your episode and showcase your company to millions worldwide. Visit crownsman.com.
Number 2, so these are kind of top in different categories. It's the most powerful conventional crawler crane. It's the Liebherr LR 13,000. It lifts 3,000 tons. It's over on, I think there's actually just one, and it's over, there's a Mexican haulage contractor called, I don't even know, ECSA, ESEASA. I don't know how you say it. And they're using it in the Tampico coast, lifting oil parts on a big giant platform. If you look, you could actually look up videos of it and stuff like that. Absolutely incredible. But what's very cool is this crane is so awesome that Costco sells a Lego version.
Oh, is that the? Oh,
Claim to fame.
$700 Lego. By the way, if you ever go to New York, the Lego store in New York, another very cool place.
yeah. I forgot you went to New York. I haven't been, which is insane. I'm sure you've been, Roy.
Yeah. My son went to school in New York for a couple of years, so we were there quite a bit during that period. I was going to say, Jerrod, that not a crane, but the big the big machines that do the open cast mining in the coal mines.
The big wheels.
Yeah. Well, no, not the wheels. The drag lines.
The drag lines, yeah.
Drag lines.
I remember visiting the largest one, which was in Michigan. This was years ago, and these machines are like buildings. Like when you actually go into the housing, there's a series of floors, there's different rooms, and they're huge as you'd expect, but they are like buildings, and I'm sure maintaining them is quite the job on its own. But very impressive equipment.
Yeah, I was. I wouldn't even say I was. I heard about a project one time where a guy cut one of those drag lines. He cut one. And unfortunately, nobody died. It was insane. I heard. If you ever see a cable snap, it is just,
man.
Yeah.
Those cables are, anyway. Yeah.
Oh, we're seeing it if you're in a helicopter 2 kilometers away. Next one up is number 3. We're moving through it here. The Mammut. You say it Mammut, right? Because a lot of people say Mammut, but I think it's actually Mammut.
I think it's Mammut.
SK6000, the ring crane. It is the tallest land-based crane. It's 274 meters tall, can lift 3,000 tons, 200 meters high.
Jerrod, I want to comment on that because you just put those numbers out there. Because we did a project a number of years ago where we had to lift a Galloway over the top of a head frame and lower it into the head frame, and it was a big lift and lots of engineering involved to get it right. And I'll just give you the numbers. The lift was 100 tons, and it was 213 feet high.
Whew.
So that was a big job for us. So I'm just mentioning those numbers because the numbers you mentioned are...
They don't even seem real.
Yeah, I mean, they're beyond... but we did a lot of planning on that job, and I have an older cousin who's a long-term crane operator, and he talked about the experiences of putting the turbines up on the windmills.
Yeah.
These kind of lifts, which are very touchy. The wind itself is an issue. There's all kinds of things involved, and that's just for those lifts. What you're talking about is huge.
It's so funny you said about that. So they used a fixed jib configuration, which I believe helps with the wind. That's actually part of the design of this crane.
Okay.
Yeah, because it is a major issue. And I think they've designed this one. It's for a lot of different. This is the sort of the future of this crane. Obviously, wind will be one of them, but it's also things like developing nuclear facilities a lot more efficiently. That's the type of application this crane will get used for.
What they enable is what we call modular construction. What we mean by that is, like in the old days with a smaller crane, you'd take one piece up at a time for a head frame and then bolt them together. The more work you can do concurrently or on the ground so that you do all that in one lift, helps the schedule on the project. So the larger the crane, the more modules you can pre-assemble
on the
and
ground.
speed up these construction jobs.
Yeah. And then going into number 4, this one, I believe it is the most mobile of the cranes. I'm not sure about that, but it is a monster. It's a DMAG CC 8800-1, 1,600 ton capacity. But this bad boy, it's sitting on Caterpillar tracks. So it can move with the load. Unbelievable. Look at we'll bring up the picture. Look at those tracks.
Oh, wait, no, that's the Terex. Wait, where is it?
Yeah, so it's a little bit
wait,
confusing because I saw it named a Terex. I don't really know what happened. Because I see the same model listed as a Terex DMAG.
Is this the one with the four
Yes.
tracks, though?
Yeah, it's all the same crane. I think Tadano bought DMAG.
Yeah, it says Terex owned the DMAG mobile crane business, but they sold it to Tadano.
Mm-hmm.
So now Tadano has it. But so you'll still see it under a Terex DMAG, but it's not owned by Terex anymore. Anyway, this thing's a giant. I mean, look at moving
so much fun.
with that.
How can you not love these things? They're
I know.
so crazy. They're so crazy.
You've really got to look at the business model behind them because, can a company own one?
Yeah.
Probably not. You don't use it enough.
Mm-hmm.
When we were with Murray and Roberts, they're doing a lot of work in the Middle East, and one of their companies was a crane rental company. And they had, the Middle East was, at that time, was booming, and there was construction going on everywhere, and it was a very profitable business. And the arrangement was with crane suppliers. And so the rental group was really what you'd call a middleman. If someone needed a crane, they'd come to them. They would look at the different suppliers and make a deal with someone that had that equipment. But they would also carry the people to maintain it. So that was the difference. But anyway.
Well, I think this one, which one? I was trying to figure out. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Roy.
Have you seen this? Yeah, I was going to say, have you also seen those spider cranes? They're way smaller, but they go into buildings with the arms so they can send them into these small applications too. And they're moving arms around. They're also a crazy little crane they've built. They're for agility.
Yeah.
And what they're called, spider cranes? I haven't seen
Yeah,
these.
spider cranes. Yeah. Yeah. So they set them up and they go in and go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see. Okay.
Little spot. Anyway.
Very cool.
Cranes are so fun.
Now I got to look up spider cranes and go down that rabbit hole.
Like you said, you're basically picking me up to drop me into the next rehab.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. This is all about building a better Rory.
Very uplifting.
You made that joke. That's the second time you made the joke, Roy.
Yeah, I didn't think you got it the first time. If you ever hear me repeat a joke, that's the reason.
You're referencing. You're seeing my emails going. This will need to be said a couple times. Number 5 and the final one is the Mammut. Gets on there again. PTC 200DS.
Jerrod, do you think if they say they don't have the marketing budget to do an episode, they're lying?
They might be. They might be.
I can already see Rory jump off right now. Just to
call him. Yeah.
I met with him. I'm ready to meet with him again now. I'm all fired up. Tadano, I'm come on, let's go.
Well, one thing is I learned, though, is I was looking up how many of these cranes. Some of them are just one. There's a couple. I think this one, there is a few of them out there, this PTC 200. But some of those first ones, it said, they've just built one. It's for a very specific application. That's all that's out in the market.
Yeah.
So two things to consider, Jerrod, with your top 5 list. Number 1, and I sent this note to you earlier, don't do math on the show. But the second one is I'd be really interested in what these cranes are worth. If I had to go out and buy one of these,
Let's get a quote.
I'd be really interested. These are the most expensive cranes in the world, too, I assume.
I would assume so.
You have to think.
There's talking about the modular, though, Roy. I linked to a video of this crane lifting a 600 1,600 ton.
600 pounds.
Yeah, 1,600 ton wash tower. It's wild. So it actually lifts it off this pedestal that it's on, and then turns it up.
They should take this crane and drop this on that trailer park in Florida.
Gowdy, did you find anything?
Okay,
Rory's inciting violence.
Well, it says the cost obviously varies significantly, and we're talking about a DMEG, the 8800.
Okay.
Look at that thing.
So you can expect to pay in the millions of dollars.
But they don't give you a real number.
Oh, no, they do. Oh. So, like, for example, a twin model is listed at approximately 2.8 million USD.
Well, that's not bad.
It's not as much as I thought it would be.
No,
I thought it'd be more. I mean,
you're right. That can't be right.
You look at some of our mining equipment now. I mean, it's not that expensive, but some of the big truck stuff in here.
Gowdy, what model is that for, though? Like,
for
and when was
D-Mag.
that? When was that? The DMEG?
Yeah, that's for a brand new one. A new CC 8800 twin model is listed at approximately 2.8 million. Almost 2.9. And then used models can range from around 195,000 for like older units to about 7.
Yeah, this particular one, they don't disclose how many.
Oh, no. Units for older units, and then to about 7 million, for a like 2011 model. That's crazy. I guess depending on the crane you want.
So it'd be
probably
double.
upgrade them.
It would be over double that now. I was trying to look up like PTC 200 DS, like this one that looked at that wash tower, and of course the only thing I get is a model. I get a $400 model build of it.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
God.
and there's companies like an L&H, right? They're putting in aftermarket parts on these, I'm sure, over years. So that crane might be 10 years old, but it might have new parts in it, all sorts of stuff. All sorts of fun stuff going on. Anyway, that's the top 5 for the week. And now for Yay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. By the way, I bought these new headphones. They came in yesterday, so I went for a walk. These are tactical headphones. Didn't think anything of it. They have a sound, so while you're shooting a gun, you can still be talking to each other. So I walked down the beach, and I'm hearing.
So you had to buy a gun.
Yeah, well, I got a few already, but I could hear people's conversations.
You had to find someone to talk to while you're shooting.
Yeah, well, no, I had people yesterday because I took a walk with the dogs, and I could pick up people's conversations.
Jeez,
are they military?
They're tactical. No, the funniest one was I walked by a bench and I heard a guy like putting the moves on.
Oh God, were they good moves?
It's never good when you hear someone. You don't know what the whole like dynamic is, but no, it was rough. Yeah, you taught me a new Spanish word for what I am.
Yeah, chismoso.
Chismoso. That means I want to be informed in Spanish.
I love how you do it. Yeah.
I don't think that's what it means.
Just look it up.
Google Translate.
Okay, Rory, you're the mean one of the group other than when Rory gets halfway through a beer. So pick a winner, pick a loser, winner or loser of the week. Let's go.
We're going to pick. I'll let you guys decide if we've got a winner or a loser. So let's get it. Let's hang it all out in there.
We're doing your job now?
So much work.
Yeah, exactly. So I was looking at another S&P 500 energy company. You guys might know from my theme the last few weeks or several weeks, deep dives into energy. So I can't pronounce this name. It's called Cheniere. Well, let's call it Cheniere. I have no idea how you say that. Have you heard of that name, either of you, before?
How do you spell it?
Cheniere.
Sorry, again?
Cheniere.
It is in the outline, people.
Cheniere. Sounds French.
I was going to say Cheniere, but...
So they didn't
Cheniere.
start out as an LNG exporter, but they became one of, or the biggest. And so they were founded in 1996. And some interesting facts with them is they've they set ambitious targets for themselves to become like, basically to launch like these massive LNG shipments. They did a huge greenfield project down in Corpus Christi, Texas, which I have seen like that hub for oil and gas. It's insane. You think
Where are they based, Rory?
They are based. They have operations in both Louisiana and Corpus Christi. Let me see what their headquarters are.
I believe it's Louisiana because their name comes from the French word for these formations, cheniere, meaning oak grove.
Merci pour votre...
Headquarters are Houston, Texas, to confirm.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, they ditched the French in Louisiana. That's so nice.
But one thing that's interesting, like just a couple more things that's interesting with them is, so they did do a pivot. They were doing oil and gas exploration. They pivoted to LNG, and they have been doing like the last several years. They've been having huge operating profits. Obviously, that's been driven too by like the increases in LNG. It was interesting though, in 2015, they got their co-founder, Cherifsuki, I'm saying that name wrong too, of course, but he got knocked out by the famous activist investor Carl Icahn, who wanted them to be a little bit more conservative with their cash, distribute it more to the shareholders. He bought 14%, I believe, and he got the board on board, and they knocked him out.
And he was the founder.
So he was a co-founder. Yeah. So they knocked him out. So when you look at this company, some interesting quick numbers. You've got assets growing from 35 billion to 43 billion from 2020 to 2024. You've got so their net equity is up to 10 billion now. Even like their debt, so their debt maturity schedule, they've got 22 billion in debt. So that's actually pretty solid. Their gross profit from 2020 from 2.9 billion up to 6.6 billion in 2024.
Sorry, can you say the number again, Rory? Their gross profit's what?
6.6 billion now in 2024.
Up from what in
2.9. So
okay.
over doubled in only 4 years.
Wow.
So did their share price reflect their earnings?
Yeah, so like right now they've got a market cap of 51 billion, and let's just take a look at their chart in the last 5 years. So from 2020, and my chart just bombed on me. What in the world?
I feel like there's no way that they're not going to be a loser. I mean, it's really obvious.
Their timing is seems pretty good with what's going on in the world right now too.
Yeah. And honestly, like the 51 billion market cap. So again, just looking at our favorite Warren Buffett, he looks at, like, the big thing he looks at is that operating line. So when you've got the sorry, I'm just trying to find my pre-tax income. So their operating profit loss for 2024 was 6.1 billion. They had 15 billion in 2023 though. So they just had a monster year with the soaring LNG prices. And they only have one operating loss in 2021 of 696 million. So still, like, it didn't even go into the billions.
Sorry, I got a timeline. I got a timeline mixed up. When the CEO was knocked out, was that before they did the pivot? Or after?
No, they were already doing the pivot. He was just investing. He was just wanting to grow.
Wow. So he led the pivot and then they ousted him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
But you know what? This is an important point for entrepreneurs, because lots of people want to take their business public, and it's way to grow your business. There's lots of reasons to take it public, but what owners and founders have to understand is taking it public reduces the amount of control you have over your business to a point where you can be gone. And I don't, I don't think a lot of people think about that when they think about the business that they founded and they built from scratch. But taking it public, there's lots of benefits to it, but there's some risks associated with it for you as an owner.
Yeah, especially if you do a weekly show where you drink beer and talk.
Yeah, there's a very good chance that any shareholder
Nothing
could
we
have
would
some
ever say
concerns.
was nobody would ever have a problem.
Then
I
I could
forget
get
that
rid of
because
Jerrod.
Jerrod, when you go see a bunch of family, they're like, so how are you guys doing? And they're like, because they see us over and over and over again. They're like, it looks like things are going like pretty good now. I'm like, well, I mean, yeah. And then I realize they're seeing us drinking beer. Like that's becoming a staple.
That's a sign that you're doing well.
People are like, hey,
Drinking
you
beer.
like this one?
Yeah, if you're on camera drinking beer, you're doing well automatically.
So
You've made it.
Roy.
Not
Thank you, Roy,
losing
for
it.
bringing it in.
Yeah,
No.
you're not losing your mind. You're
You're
way.
welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Roy.
And just to highlight the 5-year chart, I did pull it up on their website. It went from 48 up to just under $250 a share. So the market rewarded them handsomely for those massive operating profits.
Nice.
So again, I would like to dive into.
So we've got to figure out if that's a winner or a loser.
Exactly. I mean, we can make the call. It's pretty easy to make the call right now. They're obviously winning and they're distributing out to shareholders.
Maybe next time, Rory, you can challenge us a little more.
Okay. Well, I know. I thought, you know what? Coming back out of from the island, you're feeling you're feeling those hippie vibes. You're like positive, like life is good.
I've never met a positive hippie in my life.
I've met some hungry ones.
But that's the thing, though. Sometimes you as I'm going through the energy index and the S&P 500, it's interesting because looking at this one, you're just seeing massive growth, massive capital allocation. It's just oh yeah, it gets simple when it's when they're.
But I think it's really, if you look at a company like that, the next question is, where do you go from here?
Mm-hmm.
What's your plan? You've been ultra successful. I'm not sure. Are they a builder? Are they a shipper? Or they are actually have LNG assets in the ground that they're producing?
Okay, so they're global supply to over 40 markets.
Exporting.
They're exporting. They built a big greenfield terminal in Corpus Christi for exporting.
So they're a processor exporter. They're not actually.
No, they're the United States' second largest producer.
Oh, they are a producer.
I believe they're producing as well. I'm just pulling that up again.
Yeah, no, they're a beast.
They're taking it. They're pulling it and then they're exporting it as well. So they're doing that whole process.
So their balance sheet or their reserves would be of great interest to me. Is they're doing all this, but are they replacing their reserves as they go? There's a pretty big exploration component.
Let's look at their cash flow statement. Let's look at that.
So we could be challenging their future as a winner. I like
exactly.
this.
So
let's go.
Roy, I like this. So you've got cash flow from operating activities. Let's just look at 2024, the most recent. 5.3 billion cash flow. Their investing activities, they spent 2.2 billion for continuing investing activities out of that. Then you've got cash flow from financing activities was another 4.4 billion. So that's they're bringing on a whole bunch more debt that year. So their cash flow, their cash and cash equivalents at the end of the period was 3.1 billion. And I'm just looking at some of the past years as well. That year where they made a whole bunch of operating income, they had net cash flow of 8.4 billion. Their investing activities was similar, 2.2 billion. And again, their financing activity was 4.1 billion. now it leads to the question: what does their debt look like? Like, because they're bringing on all this debt because they're ramping up.
But you were asking about their reserves too, right?
I'm
Rory?
asking about, another way to look at it is their sustainability.
That's the cash. That's the cash equivalents. Like, what is their cash equivalents? Like, what are they keeping that at? So, when I look at it, they're usually keeping about, except for COVID years, you're talking two. Yeah, they're kind of in between. It looks like they want to be in between. They want to be holding 2.5 to 3 billion in cash. That's like their reserves. Roy, is that what you're asking about as well? I want to look
you're
at
asking.
You're asking about their physical reserves in the ground, their LNG, right? So they produce so many tons of LNG each year. So they've got whatever liquid natural gas is measured in.
This is a quick Google search, but they've got approximately 49 MTPA, million tons per annum, of LNG production capacity in operation, an additional 12 plus MTPA under development. I don't know what development.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'd be interested in is at what stage. What you're looking for is a gap. What I mean by that is they're producing this much a year, but 2 years from now, are they not going to have wells developed so that they can maintain that?
They're doing,
what I mean? And then, operating or profit and cash flow would drop off for a period of time. So are they able to, maintain or even grow their production?
They've got a Corpus Christi is currently undergoing a stage 3 expansion with 7 mid-scale trains expected to add over 10 MTPA of capacity. And then they've got they're doing a brownfield expansion at both facilities, potentially reaching up to 75 NTPA. So they are by early 2030s.
Yeah, they're investing $50 billion in their expansion. They've got MTPA is 10 million tons per annum of liquefied natural gas. That's what an MTPA. Jerrod, what was the MTPA that they said?
On which one?
You said like what they had. I think what they'd shipped from Corpus Christi or something, or they're ramping up. They're like
they're trying to potentially reaching up to 75 NTPA by early 30. This is a brownfield expansion at both
75.
facilities. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So no, they're going hard.
Jared's not seeing it yet.
Nailed it. Oh. Wow. Thank you.
So 75. So they want to get to. They want to get to 75.
I had both bases covered for you, Rory.
Thank you. I didn't actually see what was on the other side.
Yikes.
But yeah. So that's. I'm going back to my notes here. So yeah. So they're launching like the fastest company to launch 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 LNG cargoes. I don't know how much they ship per cargo. That would be another thing I'd want to find out.
They're a beast, though. Wow, what a beast!
Yeah, I mean they're 50 billion.
Big time. Big time.
Their revenues, like their net revenues was before gross profit. They're at 15.7 billion in 2024 for revenue.
Crazy. Oh, that CEO must get some bonuses.
That side story about the takeover or ousting of the founder would be a very interesting story on its own, eh?
You could do a winner-loser section just on his career.
That's actually a good idea.
The winner were the shareholders. The loser was, well, I'm sure he did just fine.
You know what? I'm sure he's still doing fine. But you know what? Sometimes guys like that, they operate at such a high level. It goes beyond just about the money, right? So I'd be curious to know what his sort of thought is. Anyway, great pick, very interesting. Rory,
I want to just add one more quick thing. So this was June 15th, 2022. Cheniere Energy announced today that it entered into a purchase agreement to repurchase approximately 350 million of the company's common shares beneficially owned by Carl C. Icahn and certain of his affiliates. at a purchase price of $130 per share. So he took that chunk in 2015. So now let's take a looky-loo. Okay, go back, Jerrod. I'll come back to you with the.
Are you going to give with his payout? With his payout? Okay, so we're getting a second winner or loser section. I think we know the answer to this too.
Oh yeah, we do.
Winner, losers, and runner-ups.
Yeah.
New category.
I was talking to a friend of mine. His friend just sold his pulp business to he does cardboard. Anyway, I won't give the number because it could be confidential stuff, but just made millions and millions of dollars by selling the company. They supply
You just gave the number.
No, I said millions and millions. I don't know the actual number.
Oh.
Okay. Roy Slack, Cranky Old Men, drinking beer, secrets of success.
Ooh.
Roy.
I had a different one.
What did you have?
I was preparing, different topic.
Oh, you switched. Oh, I thought I got the title wrong.
Yeah. I have, I mentor people. You may be surprised to know that.
I am.
None of the mentees watch this show, of course, or they wouldn't sign up. But I had a young engineer, and she asked me a very interesting question. She said, what's the right way to ask questions at meetings? And I thought that was very interesting for myself. I don't care, right? I'm retired. It doesn't matter if I ask a question that this is someone offer is stupid. And by the way, the saying "there's no such thing as stupid questions," that's a stupid saying because there's lots of stupid questions.
Saying.
So I started to, I talked to her about some of the things to consider, but I also want to touch on the other end of the spectrum. If you are a not so young person in a meeting, how do you encourage your employees to ask questions? But I did have I did have a saying before. I used to tell our people, don't ask me something if you can Google it. For me, that's just being lazy. So if Jerrod, if you were coming to me and asked me what's the largest crane in the world, and I know I'm just going to type into Google what's the largest crane in the world. So why ask your boss that, right? I'm not your boss, but if I was, oh boy.
Oh, are you hinting at a takeover right now? Is that what's happening?
Oh my, Cranky Old Men.
Bring it on, Roy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I can't Roy.
It would be
we'll come back after
He made triple.
After,
ultimately.
yeah.
I don't know, Roy. You might be in tough to beat that.
Oh,
after a couple beers, it might be a friendly takeover.
You know what? I've already quit in my mind. Oh, thank you.
Roy, how did you know we wanted early retirement?
That's
it just made sense.
early rehab.
Jerrod's going to be in rehab.
I wonder if a CEO has ever had to do that. I'm sure. Like just done enough. Whatever. Yeah, they retired and okay, I need to stop all the stuff I've taken to keep my energy up. And checked into I'm sure it's happened. I'm sure it's happened.
Roy, he might know.
Roy, what was your experience?
What was your go-to?
Well, my ketamine dealer really was unhappy with my retirement. I'll tell you that.
You kept it real conservative. Ketamine.
Yeah, but
That's still.
Yeah, I don't know. The other thing, and I've seen this a few times, is if there's content you're supposed to read before, if you haven't read it, don't ask any questions.
Don't ask a question. Oh.
I've seen, as a contractor, we go on site visits, and I'll see people ask questions, and right away I know they haven't read the document because it's clearly answered in the document, and right away you flag to the client that you don't know what's going on. So if you haven't read the briefing material,
shut up.
Listen, make notes about things you question, read the material, ask after.
Yeah.
The other thing I said, don't ask more than 2 questions in a meeting. And I don't know why I say 2, but you don't want to be that, the class suck up that has their hand up every time. Mm-hmm. So, be prioritized. Don't ask questions that you can find out after. So that's for young people. For old people, don't say there's no stupid questions, because that's stupid. But the one thing that I've seen over the years is sarcasm, and that'll shut someone down right away. So if you ask a question and somebody goes, well, that's obvious, we don't have time to discuss that. You know what I mean? That's probably not a good example, but for leaders, for senior people, don't joke and don't use sarcasm in addressing a question, because it'll shut down your young people right away. They won't ask another question. And the other thing I like to do is just make sure people know I'm available for questions after, because some people are nervous about asking questions in front of a group.
Yep.
But you still want to encourage those questions because you want people to learn and to understand. Anyway, there's all kinds of things we could talk about there, but I thought it was a very interesting question, and also brought to light, young people are nervous about this. They've got their whole career ahead of them. They, how their supervisor, how their peers perceive them is important. And so it's something that leaders should be aware of, and the young people should think about too. So
it is, there's the temptation when you're trying, especially if you're sort of really trying to do well in your career, is to, like you say, that maximum 2 questions. Don't be the person who's trying to almost you want to contribute to the show. You do not want to steal it.
Well, one of them is, don't ask a question you know the answer to. And I've seen people do that just to ask a question, right? And maybe show that they're engaged. But really, often, if someone does that, I can tell they know the answer, and they're just
actually Bill Burr has a great bit about
or whatever.
That person, Bill Burr, has a great bit about it, so I'm not going to steal it. But he waits. That person who waits till the end of the meeting, and then they realize, shit, I haven't said anything. And then they go, I have a question.
Yeah.
And just spirals the whole ending. Yeah.
According to my mentor, I'm supposed to ask 1 to 2 questions a meeting. No, that's not what I said.
That's not what I said.
I said, don't ask more than 2.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I thought it was an interesting question, and thought about it a bit, thought I'd share it on the show.
Do you know, one thing I'd like to add is, I don't know if you've got, I'm sure you've had this, Roy, but one thing I've learned more now is people will say something, especially on the finance side. I just saw you were talking about that too. Actually, no, I don't think that was your, I don't know, it was part of that. It's interesting now because people will ask, what's the thing you're watching? What would you pick in finance? Because they know I've been investing for a while. I'm like, well, I've got my companies that I've bought, but I have to do such deep dives on something before I'm going to buy it. A really strong answer now that I give as much as I can when I don't know anything about what they're asking is just I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's just so simple. And then they're not even I'm not trying to make up anything. It's just I don't know. I don't know anything about that. It alleviates. And again, you can get rid of.
And we all know what you're really saying is you don't want to see a run on that stock that you really like.
Isn't it true though? The more you know about something,
investor.
Yeah. Isn't it true though? The more you know about something, I see guys I've been kind of going down the George St. Pierre rabbit hole, and you watch how they know just enough to know how little they actually know about combat and all these different disciplines in combat. And so their humility goes up as they get more and more knowledge. And then you'll see a guy who's got 2 tricks that he does to win a fight. And he's just arrogant but he just has no concept of what he doesn't know. It's
a 2-trick pony. You know the expression 1-trick pony?
Yeah, a 2-trick pony. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, people that have a lot of knowledge, you ask them 2 or 3 questions, and so quickly you'll get that I don't know answer.
The other thing I've and I've seen in our industry is, and this, you have to be very careful with this in business too, is you have a successful project or a successful venture, and you begin to base everything on that model.
Oh, yeah.
And that's very dangerous. And we see it in engineering and in contracts and in projects. We had a very successful project doing this, so let's do it again. Well, that project in Chile is not the same as that one we did in Arizona.
Yeah.
And it's not just the technical differences. There's social differences. There's all kinds of things going on. But that's the one-trick pony scenario. Someone saw something work. Oh, we'll do that next time. And every project's different. Every business venture is different. So
this is kind of related, but I just did an interview with Aries, magnetic separation, Roy.
Yeah.
And they have an 8-stage of development. And Rory and I will talk about this actually off air for some of what we're doing. But one of their first stage is the research and customer feedback. So they have this 8 stages. They can't even get to stage 2 for development until they've got feedback from customers. So not even they can do, I think, some market research, I think, and then it's right to customers, which is very interesting because most companies will say, okay, what do we need to create? They'll bring concepts together. They're not even allowing it to go to any sort of development before
they're putting into practice that full like let that customer guide you into what's
they're
needed.
like very strict on their first stage.
Which is how we got into like filming at events. People were like, "Can you do this, but at our booth?"
Yeah. But
we'll just say yes and figure out how.
Yeah.
So Jerrod, when I talked about questions, and one thing I tell our people about talking to the client is, so let's say, Crownsman, you're going in to give a presentation to a company about how great you are, what you do, fantastic content, number of views, all that great stuff. The first thing you do is ask them to talk about their company. That's the first thing you do. And far too many marketing people get this wrong.
Oh.
They're all pumped up. They want to go in and talk about how great they are. What you want to do is ask, the first question or the first item on the agenda should be an update on your client's business. And that may reframe part of your presentation.
Yeah.
But in terms of asking questions, and I've found, people are very proud of what they do. They're very proud of the projects, the company, and they have no problem talking to you for 15 or 20 minutes about what's happening in their organization. And that information is incredibly valuable to service industry, to what we do.
And if you're really on the next stage of that, even when you're doing the presentation, you should be checking in. If you say, like in our case, we got 100,000 views on an episode, you should say that 100,000. And if you're paying attention, you should then go, so this is 100,000 across, let's say, the U.S. and Canada, some in Australia, down to Latin America. Where are you focused on? Where do these views need to be for you? You shouldn't even be saying stuff that you do well. And I've been guilty of this many times. Without referring to and bringing them in to, is this a valuable piece of information?
So that's a great point, because if you ask them before, what's your company doing? What are your plans? Well, we're very focused on expanding in Latin America. So now you've got, when you begin to talk about your reach, and you can say, well, we do this to this, including, we did a show with so-and-so, 20,000 views in Latin America alone. So you can customize, because your business.
Yes.
But once you get some idea of the focus areas of your client, you can fine tune your presentation, and it's all legit. Like none of it's bull or BS. Sorry.
Yeah. Roy.
There we go. Yeah. Whatever that thing is. But so it's all got to be honest, but you can focus on areas that your client is focused on if you know what they're focused on.
Yeah.
But if you just go in and start talking, you don't learn.
Yeah, well, it's another thing is a product might have 5 or 6 different values. So part of it is just knowing which values apply to that conversation. And that's a skill set. You do not have to be some master salesperson. This is a skill, knowing what this offers. All you have to do is listen. And then, again, I've been guilty of it. You get busy, and then you stop doing it in a couple sales calls. You go, why are these calls not going right? Because I'm not pulling out the right values for the same product and applying them to them. It's a skill set. It's just like doing any other skill. You if you just listen, you can do it. Right, Rory?
Rory's gone.
Rory's gone.
Yeah, you got
He's
rolling.
He's on the phone with his broker.
Yeah, the market's still open.
Oh man.
Bye. So,
Bye. Busy.
Rory,
one of you made the point. We can get the beer.
No, go
Never
ahead.
mind, Jerrod.
No, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't realize you were going. I apologize.
No, I was just gonna say the one of you made the point about like you can show that honesty even like with Jerrod, our pricing, like lining that up. Now it's really easy to tell, like because of our margin, like their margin update. It's really easy to be like, yeah, we just basically did it at what we can continue to grow at, but get people the most value. And they're like, yeah, that makes sense. And they're immediately looking at the bigger options. That honesty, whether it's they want to target, what do they want to use a platform for? I had a client say, well, we would love to just tie in all of our brands and then have it across your platforms all year.
Right.
I'm like, good. But again, you have to ask those questions. If you don't ask the right questions or you're not listening, you're going to miss the boat on even that potential being there.
Yeah, it's not easy, guys. Making money.
if it was easy, anyone could do it.
Oh,
And there are such
Write that
things.
down.
There are such thing as stupid questions.
Yes, there are.
Wow, Kelly, there was a.
And there are stupid questions. And I think we've demonstrated that on the show numerous times.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Scotty.
I didn't say anything.
Rory, give us before we wrap up. Rory, you're back. You're back on the wagon. It's your first beer in a week.
oh man, feels good.
Feels good. What? What do you
20
think?
out of 20.
Yeah, that's the rehab rebound. Sampling.
Finally.
The standard score after a dry February.
Yep.
By the way, I don't think our show's so popular that it affected it, but somebody's been talking because all the Mexican Coca-Cola is gone. It's gone. I can't find it. It's gone.
That's Avon.
The shelves are empty.
Yeah.
Where were you
tariffs.
buying
The
this?
tariffs are on.
Yeah.
So it was Sammy Hagar was Mas Tequila. It should be Mas Coca-Cola now.
Yeah. More, please. Rory's a 20 out of 20. It's a great score.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do an average on this one.
I love this. About my favorite score we've ever done on the show.
Jerrod finished this like
Down it.
mid. Yeah. I don't even think we were halfway through the episode. It was just gone.
We got to get Jerrod one of those hats with 2 cans in it, and the tubes go.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure I saw him a couple times, like go back and like want to take another sip
I
and
know.
realize there was no more in there.
I mean, I just do things like I eat fast. It's not the alcohol. It's not the alcohol.
I mean, it's a 1-hour show, right?
It's too long. We should have 2.
It's a little
should have
beer
2.
for a 1-hour show.
We should have 3.
We should actually. There's 3
Really?
segments. We should have 3
Oh, that should be a thing. If
of
you
the
don't
tall
finish-
cans.
If you're not
if there's a
finished,
small,
yeah, if
4.
you're not finished your first beer by the first segment, you're not allowed to have the next one.
We'll plan one of those shows and we'll see how it goes. And I think it'll be one and done.
But
Let's do it live and in person. Let's go live and in person.
by
just
the end,
like,
Roy's
yeah.
just doing dirty jokes. That's all he's.
My repertoire of old man jokes.
Jerrod, what did you rate it?
I hated it when I tried the first drink, and I was like, "Oh, great, we're gonna." And then it just it like smooth. I don't know what happened. It just started tasting better.
Right down the gullet.
It was just, yeah. It was like just this refreshing golf course beer after golf course.
Golf course beer.
Golf course beer.
After
Perfect golf course beer.
Yeah.
Golf course beer. I'm a multiple stroke victim myself, but we'll talk about golf on another show.
Sorry to the Heart and Stroke Foundation.
Brought to you by the Heart and Stroke Foundation.
I enjoyed it. I think it's an easy drinking lager. It's a little bit sweeter than a typical lager. That was the one thing I noticed, but it is tasty. It's a smooth finish, easy drinking, nice.
Have you had it before?
I have. I had one before. It was part of our Cross Canada
nice.
craft beer tour.
Nice.
It was actually our Victoria. And is there, on a serious note, are there some fires on the island right now?
Yeah, there's a couple going. Yeah, a couple
I
going.
thought I saw that in the news.
Hopefully they're it's kind of it's been a drought in like the lower mainland and the island, and then up in the interior we're getting rain. It's weird.
Which is, I mean, so strange for. I've only been to the island a couple times. There was a mine on the island that I visited a few times, but I mean, the area is known for its rain, so it's kind of odd when you hear about forest fires there.
Yeah, I mean, it does. The island does get it gets less rain than like a Vancouver.
Yeah,
it does get
more for
sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Oh, Roy, what did you actually rate it though?
Yeah. What did you score it?
I'm at a 15 on it.
Nice.
I liked it. I mean, it's
Nice.
it's not a knock it out of the park lager, but it's a nice, easy drinking lager, and I enjoyed it.
It's great to get you back on the wagon. It's perfect.
It is a nice back on the wagon beer. That is. It is actually really. Just just have it. It's not even strong. Is it strong? What is it?
What you have to be careful of is a beer that sends you on the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones you don't want to get.
Especially when you wake up, you're like, what's going on?
We've all been there in the last couple of months.
Not me.
I should have a few too many and then put these headphones on and just walk around listening to what people are saying.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I wonder.
Exactly.
Send me the link. I need
listening to what people say when you're stumbling around drunk. That would be that would get you on the wagon.
Yeah, they'd be talking about you.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be fun. Okay, thank you, Gowdy, for producing it. You'll have the rest of your team back, I think, next week, so you can go back to just having fun, having some tequila over there in the side of the studio.
I know, I'm totally missing it. I'm really missing this whole
tequila.
not doing anything. This actually.
Yeah, you've had a tough go there, Gowdy.
Yeah, sorry, Gowdy.
I don't like this.
Not doing anything is not as good as not doing anything.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to wrap up. Thank you, everyone. We will see you on the next episode. If you haven't subscribe.
Subscribe.
If you don't like the show, unsubscribe. But please do not report us. Thank you. We'll see you on the next episode of The Crownsman Show.